personality.
I am a radio personality.
You're one of the
happily married.
Tag team champions
of talk radio. Happily
Hey.
married with a daughter. Thank you very much.
Well, hey.
What was that?
Probably Jobber getting all upset, wants to get involved.
I guess so.
Nobody
Jobber,
said-
did you want to get involved? Are you just goofing around or what?
Jobby.
You know, we got to go to a break. I don't have time to wait.
Already? All right, let's go to a break.
Let's go to a break. If you want to get on board, 457-WING is the phone number. We got that appearance ready yet?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Hey, you're listening to the Wrestling Guys, and the Wrestling Guys are working on a blockbuster appearance for the Miami Valley, but we'll be right back, Dayton, and keep listening.
You, listener, have you been hired to coach the Jets yet and then suddenly quit? Check the calendar. This may be your day to do so. I'm Keith Olbermann. More in just a minute.
What makes buying home entertainment equipment at hi-fi.com better than buying it at a store? Well, you don't have to drag yourself out in the elements, battle for a parking space, deal with overly zealous salespeople, wait in long lines, and lug heavy boxes around. At hi-fi.com, we give you a huge selection at a guaranteed low price. We let you live with your purchase for 45 days to see if you really like it. And pretty much everything hi-fi.com sells is shipped for free. So basically, we make it really easy to buy home entertainment equipment at home. hi-fi.com. Sign on, sit back.
My daughter loves the Backstreet Boys. My daughter loves the Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Boys tickets are hard to find, so the boys and Tickets.com teamed up to get you great seats and to raise money for charity. It's only at Tickets.com. Go to www.tickets.com and click on the Backstreet Boys charity ticket auction page. My daughter loves the Backstreet Boys.
My daughter loves the Backstreet Boys, and she's 30.
Tickets.com is the best source for tickets and information to concerts and events around the country. Go to Tickets.com and register now for the Backstreet Boys giveaway.
When the king abdicated and said his younger brother would immediately take over the throne, then the younger brother said only, I'll get back to you on this. That should have been a real heads up. Angered by the fact that his promotion to head coach precluded him from considering other jobs for which he could have interviewed when he was still just an assistant, Bill Belichick not only quit the Jets, but we learned his agent has filed a grievance with the league asking that his contract be voided. Whether Belichick actually is leery of unstable ownership or he's afraid Parcells will loom over him the way Bill Walsh looms over everybody in San Francisco, or he just took a lot of notes in '97 and is working a play to get to New England the way that he and Parcells got to New York, all that remains to be seen. As does the distinct possibility that after trying to get Bill Belichick to succeed Bill Parcells, the Jets may now have to get Bill Parcells to succeed Bill Belichick. Thanks for giving me just a minute. I'm Keith Olbermann on the WinStar Radio Network.
News Sports Radio, WING AM.
Hello, this is Mankind of the WWF, and you are listening to those crazy, wacky wrestling guys on 1410 Wing. I recognize who the hell I am, damn it. Shut up, D-Lo. I love you.
Hey, and we're back. You've got the Wrestling Guys. That's Marty Adams, and now Shawn's upset. He's went out of the room, and I don't know if he's looking at his little men or what he's doing, but I'm sure he'll be right back. And who the hell gives anything about Bill Belichick, Parcells? This is the Wrestling Guys. When you tune in here, you don't want to hear about football. You want to hear about the greatest sports entertainment in the world, and this is it. Now, speaking of D'Lo Brown coming off that Mankind promo, D'Lo Brown is getting ready to go back into contract negotiations, and I'll tell you what, could be big money for the young guy.
It could be very interesting for D'Lo Brown.
Where are you at?
I was just pulling off some emails we have.
Well, yeah, right.
We do.
Oh, yeah, I know where you're at.
We do.
Little guys.
No, don't even start
Sorry,
there.
go ahead.
By the way, speaking of D'Lo Brown, he is now actually a guest columnist in Insight Magazine. It's a new video game magazine, and he is now doing a guest review every month now. So
Neat. I'll tell you something else. D'Lo is his future as he sees it as a sportscaster or a commentator, announcer, etc. all, and I think he does a good job. Very articulate guy and does a nice job in the ring. And we haven't talked about Darren Drozdov lately, but things really haven't improved that much. He's in great spirits from what we hear.
Right.
And I know D'Lo almost religiously heads there to see how he's doing to try to keep tabs on him.
And one thing which D'Lo wrote in the Insight magazine, he answers one question a month from a reader, and they asked him how he came up with the name D'Lo. And actually, a friend of his died. I can't remember if the name was Derek Lewis or Darren Lewis or something like that. But that's how he put the D for Darren or whatever the kid's first name was, and then Lowe was for Lewis, and that's how he came up with his wrestling name. It's kind of a tribute to his friend. So that's just kind of gives you an insight what kind of guy he is.
He
talked
is
about
very
it before.
respectful too. I mean, just can't say enough about D'Lo Brown. We have to get him on one night.
We will do that. And by the way, we do have an email address if you want to email us, thewrestlingguys@AOL.com. And Raw is Crumbly emailed us and with the question, do we think that HBK will ever return to the wrestling ring? That's a hot question. A lot of people want to know about that. And so far, Shawn Michaels has only said that he would come back if Vince seriously needed him, or if Shawn's child, which is due to be born about next month or so, ever wants him to see his dad or her dad in the ring again, he would come back so his child could get a chance to watch him wrestle. So, other than that, we haven't heard anything, and still no news if Shawn Michaels is actually going to make any appearances in ECW. So, latest on that.
Well, let's go back to the phone lines then. And on the phone lines, we have PC with a question about, is it the Legion of Doom?
I think so. Hey, PC, how you doing?
Not much.
Is the name right, PC?
Yeah.
Okay, we got it. We're not sure if Jobber's Y2K compliant. We're still working out some bugs there. So, if you can see the typing here, it was a little bit of a question. But go. What's your question?
When's the next time we're going to see LOD wrestling?
Last I heard about the LOD, and I just heard this the other day, the World Wrestling Federation is talking about bringing him in to work with some of their younger tag teams. The WWF right now has a very strong tag team division, and they think if they bring in the LOD to work with some of the younger guys, they'll make it even better. And also, there is a chance you're going to see them wrestle a little bit too, but I wouldn't expect them to go after the tag team titles or anything like that. Probably some mid-card stuff for them.
All right.
Okay.
I just want to say shout out to Dan. I work with him at Papa John's.
Oh, okay.
Hey, there you go, man.
Very good.
It's Pork Chop, but I shortened the name to PC.
Something new for the new year.
Pork Chop?
Yes.
He goes by Pork Chop. He's called before. But now he's PC.
He's PC. Pork Chop. PC. It makes him sound like a computer, like he should have called in 2 hours ago. When the computer guys are here eating pizza.
Be respectful to the guy. If he wanted to change his name,
Chops,
he had every
man,
right
you're the
to
man,
be.
dude.
PC, thank you very much. Say hey to Dana and everybody at Papa John's for us.
All right, buddy.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Once again, the number 457-WING. And let's go to the phone lines. We have the Zodiac Killer. Welcome to the Wrestling Guys.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing
What's
well.
up, Zodiac?
Right. I was listening a little bit earlier, man. I heard the Love Man on here give me a shout-out. I want to tell him thanks for the shout-out and be expecting an email from me tonight. I am sitting at my computer as we speak, and I will be sending that out to the Love Man. And also, the OCW wants to thank you guys for doing all the coverage for the Yellow Spring show for all the kids. We did have a heck of a show there, raised a lot of toys for the kids, and it was a great success.
Hey, no
That's what
problem.
it's all about, man.
Exactly.
Congratulations again.
The next OCW show, we're going to try to shoot for. There's rumors floating about that it may be in Xenia. We might be heading out there maybe sometime later this month. So keep it locked in. I'll be giving you guys a call at the next time you guys are on, let you know a little bit of update and let you know what's going on there.
Call our hotline. Let us know, man.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, guys.
All right.
You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Also, I do have a question. I'm not sure if you guys would have it, but I heard you guys talking about Les Thatcher's school. Does Les Thatcher by any chance have a website?
HWAonline.com.
HWA?
That is it. Marty's looking at me.
It's
That's the new one. That's the new one.
Right.
HWAonline.com.
Good deal. I will be checking with Les Thatcher within the next few weeks. I want to go check that out, see what that's all about. But just wanted to let him know that he's doing a hell of a job, too. My best goes out to Les Thatcher and the guys over there. And I want to give a shout-out also to the rep from Riverside. I know you're listening, bud. And thanks for calling into our hotline. And thanks to all our fans who support us out there and come to our show.
Hey, thanks for calling.
All right, thanks a lot, bud.
All right.
Yeah, a lot of love tonight on the show.
I'll tell you,
Everybody
man,
giving
it's a millennium
shout-outs.
thing, man. Everybody's all happy.
Everybody's happy to be alive.
That's
You get
it.
blown up from Y2K. So.
I'm glad he asked something about Les. This thing is, I think, going to explode, and I really think it's something good for everybody. Anybody doesn't know Les Thatcher's phone number is 513-771-1650. You call down there right now, you'll hear the mat going off because there's going to probably be 15 or 20 people going through a regiment of technical
Doing some
skills.
6-on-6s and
you
your
know,
other drills. And if you call about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll hear him cleaning the mat. And he's doing
He's an
everything down
all-purpose
there.
type dude, but I'll tell you what, he's tough. And I've seen him where, it gets really, it's hot, it's hard, and But the guys have a good time, and I think that it gives them a chance to take their talents to a new level. So that's cool, man. And Zodiac, if you head down, wish you the best of luck.
And by the way, we did have an email about Flying Fred Curry's school, since you mentioned that, up in Columbus, if you're listening up there. The first session begins soon. There's not really a date here, but you can call 614-871-2792 if you want information about the Fred Curry School up in Columbus. And Dusty Road School, I don't have any news on that yet.
And I'll tell you what, Fred, I mentioned this, I think I mentioned offline. Most of you don't know there's a lot of different schools that go around, but Fred has a son, which would make him, what, third generation?
Yeah, really.
His dad, Bull Curry, legendary in the old down south and through the Midwest at one time, wrestled with Bobo Brazil.
Oh, everybody.
Chic. I mean, he was just crazy. But anyway, his son now wrestling, and he went to Dory Funk's school at the same time as Chris Hero, wife beater from UCW up here. And actually, both of them got some very nice ink in their matches that they held during that school. At the end of that school for 1 week, you get to hold a promotional match.
Right.
And both of them, so I think...
Actually, Chris was involved in that tag team match, and I'm not sure exactly who he was matched up with. But I know Bob Ryder from OneWrestling.com and WCW.com wrote a review of it and said that could have been an opening match on any WCW or WWF card anywhere in the world, because it was just a phenomenal match. And there's a ton of different wrestling schools popping up, and it's nice now, because a lot of times we've had those questions, hey, where do I go? How do I get started? And for the longest time, it was kind of a quiet, silent fraternity. I mean, you had to read Mankind's book, and he'll tell you all about it. But now you have these schools, and it's great to see this happening.
And and it's great. I mean, this thing is getting serious, and I think if you want to take it to the next level, it's the thing to do. It's just like anybody else. When you need training, it doesn't matter what you're pursuing. And these types of schools, they do the best job they can for you and try to prepare you, which is, I think, good. Whether you go to a Les Thatcher school, Dory Funk school, or make sure you go to one that's, got some credibility to it.
And by the way, we do want to congratulate Chris Jericho, our young man, became engaged New Year's Eve. Y2J was engaged.
Y2J, man, I just heard bad reports in Chicago about a month ago, and now he's engaged.
Nah, he's engaged. So let's just look at it, He's turning a new leaf, so to speak, we can say.
All right.
457-WING is the phone number, and I believe, who we got on the line? Greg's on the line?
Greg from Dayton, you're with the wrestling guys.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Not much. How you doing, man?
Not too bad. I'm calling mainly to take heat for the prediction I made a few weeks ago. This is the first time I could get through.
You want to take some heat?
Well,
you should take some heat.
And said I'd call back if I was right or wrong. And
now inform everyone once again what that prediction was.
Well, I made the prediction that Goldberg would be the chosen one, and he would sell out Bret Hart.
And what happened?
Well,
Bret Hart sold out Goldberg.
And then Bret Hart sold out the next night, so...
But you know what? Bret Hart's still a great guy, and you can find out when you see him January 15th at Fans Choice in Tri-County Mall.
Yep.
Anyway.
I got my ticket.
Marty's looking at me with a gun saying, say this. But
hey, you know better than that, don't you, Greg?
Yep.
Hey, Greg, but hey, you know what? Everybody gets a news story wrong now and then.
Greg, I got to give you some credit. You've done something here that Stedham has never done.
Oh, shut up.
You jumped up to the table, man. Yeah, you went out on a limb, but you stuck by your guns. Anytime Stedham does that, he backpedals.
Not true. Not true. Not true.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard anybody come to take the heat, so I figured...
Thank you, Greg.
Well, you're very
good
guy,
Greg. To this show.
I've been waiting for it for a long time.
Thank you, sir.
Anyway, Greg.
For the Millennium First now, I'll just tell you I was able to get through on my first try.
Well, I don't know if that's good or bad, then.
I don't know, Greg, but okay. So you got to try. Maybe you should go play. Lottery's already over, but...
we got our... is it over? I'm probably a millionaire.
You may want to go check that out.
I don't think so. I can wait. I can't collect till tomorrow.
Hey, Greg, thanks for the call.
Okay.
All right, take care of yourself. 457-WING, the phone number, and email address, thewrestlingguys@AOL.com.
I'll tell you what, we were talking about some of the independent organizations. For those of you that haven't been to Piqua recently, Piqua has become the mecca for a new independent organization called WCW. And they go to the Piqua National Guard Armory, and the last show they had there was nothing but less than fantastic. I mean, it was unbelievable. February 12th is the next scheduled show. We just got the card called in to us. Suicide Solution versus Shank Dorsey and Maniac Mark. 4 corners of death match. Oh, jeez. My God, what could happen there?
A 4 corners of death match.
This should be wild. Chris Hero versus Logan Kane versus Trevor Lowe. 3-way dance for a championship. Which should be good. So very talented. Trevor Lowe is a pretty talented guy. Obviously, Logan just named our Independent Wrestler of the Year. Chris doing a lot of work all over the area and just coming back from Dory Funk's camp. That's the only 2 matches that we're showing, but well, maybe this one. Helter Skelter versus Just Insane.
You need me to read this for you?
Well, I don't do it.
Well, it is Jobber's writing. It looks like a Kane DQ match, ODQ match. Helter Skelter versus Justin.
I don't understand it.
Okay.
But anyway, I'll tell you what, it'll be wild. And it was, last time it was a sellout. There were no chairs left. They started bringing chairs in. People didn't care. They just started pulling up and we got around ringside. Fantastic crowd down there. Fantastic show. VCW, Atomic Rhino and the group putting it together down there. A lot of the UCW guys involved in that, going down and working. And I'll tell you what, you want to see one tremendous night of wrestling and have a great evening. That's the place to be. You can pick up tickets at Fans Choice down there at the Miami Valley Center Mall. And if we do have an announcement later tonight, it will include something about this.
Are we going to get the announcement?
I hope so.
We're teasing it all night long.
Well, we got to tease it because it's big. It
is a big announcement.
It's one of the biggest blockbuster announcements of the millennium.
Well, the millennium's only 5 days old now.
Well, that's why. So what? It's still new.
There you go. Hey, let's take a break. Take your phone calls when we come back at 457-WING if you want to get on board with your questions, comments, whatever you have to. You are listening to the Wrestling Guys.
Wrestling Guys.
Please call in because we don't want to have Marty singing anymore.
Heavyweight champions of talk radio.
You're listening to Dayton's First, 1410 WING.
We'll be right back, Dayton.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick from ESPN Radio.
You shop for only the best, you know, designer fragrances and only the top names in clothing and electronics. The only bad thing to having the best is paying outrageous retail prices to get it. Until now. If you want name brand merchandise at half the price of the malls and department stores, go to the World Wide Web and log on to fleamarkets.com, your internet source to online bargains. Take a virtual tour of some of the most beautiful shopping facilities and their vendors from Massachusetts to California. From every household item and decoration to tools, sports products, and your favorite collectibles, fleamarkets.com has got it all. Use their search engine to find every product you could imagine. See why it's the most sought-after shopping experience on the net. If you're going to shop, get out of the malls and go to the markets. Fleamarkets.com. If we don't have it, it hasn't been made.
That's www.fleamarkets.com, a paid advertisement by Complete Internet Services, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Wherever you go, you see the signs. A new century is coming, and with it, 1,000 questions. Will there be peace? Will your family ever be in harm's way? Will a small town in Texas be hit with a hurricane? Will your daughter ever need a new kind of blood treatment? Will that nice man who hands you the paper ever need a hand to hold in a time of need? We're the American Red Cross. And while we have no crystal ball for the world that awaits, we can make one promise. We'll be there. Whether it's in the eye of the storm, in your darkest hour, or in the light of day, we'll be there. Support your American Red Cross.
New Sports Radio, WING AM.
Hello, ladies. The Big Balboski here, and you're listening to the Wrestling Guys on 1410 Wing.
Why did Val Venus have the Intercontinental belt the other night? Do you know?
No, why?
I'm asking you. I don't know.
Maybe he just likes it.
Instead of coming out with the European belt, he had the wrong belt. So I'm just curious.
But he might not. Somebody might have switched it on him. I feel sorry for the guy that did, though.
No,
he doesn't like to, man. When you play with the Big Balboski, anything can happen.
That's true. 457-WING, the phone number if you want to get on board. A couple things to update you on real quick. Word is that Goldberg could be once again upset with WCW. What is it when he gets hurt? He gets, like, upset with WCW.
I think it's his girlfriend.
But apparently he's a little bit upset because he feels like the NWO is taking away from his push, even though the NWO was designed to make Goldberg even more over when he beats them. But still, he says he's a little upset.
I'm going to have to call him and straighten him out.
I think you should.
Hey, we did last time.
Yes, we did.
They told him we couldn't be on any radio shows again.
And we didn't have anybody from WCW on for 6 months.
Yeah. Told you not to ask those questions.
Sorry, anyway. Also, a couple news tidbits again. Just to remind you, the IWO has switched their show from January 22nd to January 15th. Call 229-8186 to get the information on the Fight for the Cure to benefit the American Cancer Society.
Dayton Academy of Gymnastics.
And Unified Championship Wrestling, January 22nd at the National Trail High School. And it's called 640-1921. And WCW, a big show coming February 12th. And that's going to be at the Piqua National Guard Armory. And, of course, the big boys are coming into town. Cincinnati, January 16th for the sold-out pay-per-view World Championship Wrestling. Tickets are still available for that show.
That's hard to believe.
And actually, I think some of their the $100 seats are still available. And if you get that ticket, then you also get a souvenir chair.
That's almost worth the price.
The chair?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, them chairs, I mean, to get them there and get them signed are worth $7,000.
Well, if you get them signed, but, you know.
Well, all you have to do is get the chair, then be at our store the day before.
How do you do that, Marty?
Well, it takes a little bit of a...
It takes some scheduling, but you can get
or
it
you
done.
can bring that WCW chair on the 29th and have Road Dogg sign it.
What else on the 29th? Is there another signing?
Well, we're working on that, and this one's going to be a blockbuster. Not only is it going to be a blockbuster, it's going to... Well, I can't. We're waiting.
Okay, you can't say it, right? Because you'll get in trouble. But I could. I could say that the signing will be free.
The signing will be free.
The signing would be free. Okay, I'm just...
That's what I said. And, you know, it takes time. You got to track these guys down, man.
It's true. Guys?
It's their day off.
Guys?
Well, guys and gals. Now you're releasing it all, aren't you?
Okay, just go ahead.
Jeez,
457-WING.
You can't keep a secret. You never have been able to.
And if you want to email us, thewrestlingguys@AOL.com. Also out today, The Rock's book is out in stores, so if you want to get that, and you can catch him once again tomorrow on The View.
On The View.
And a great line here from Bill Apter, who's the editor over at WOW Magazine. Are there any truth to the rumors that Jane Fonda might be splitting with Ted Turner because she wants to go to the World Wrestling Federation?
That's sad, buddy. I'll tell you what. Hey, you know, something we were going to talk about this, then we weren't going to talk about it. Chris Candido and Tammy Stitch.
Yeah.
A lot. We talked to them yesterday for about an hour. Tammy was playing with her new pet snake, and so I didn't talk to her as much. I did talk to Chris.
You know, you got to concentrate on the snake.
Yeah, I bet you can. And, you know, once again, they're in the fury of the tornado, or the eye of the tornado.
Right.
Something always seems to go wrong. You know, and when you talk to Chris, and any of you that have ever met these two, they're so outgoing and so personable. You just can't help but like them. And, you know, they want a shot and are pursuing heavily a shot with WCW right now.
But don't you also think that, in a way, they come to you when they want something? In other words, when things are going well for them, a lot of times they become, I don't want to say inaccessible, but...
Inaccessible is a damn good word.
Okay, you know what I mean. And then when they want something, all of a sudden it's like, hey, how are you doing? Nice to see you again. And I like them, don't get me wrong, but right now they want to go other places, which obviously they're not in ECW anymore. And I think what they really need to do, and it's almost like what people say about Pete Rose, people want to hear Tammy and Chris say, we've screwed up, we're sorry. And Tammy did that to an extent on the ECW interview she did about a month or two ago. But now they want to hear him do it again. And WCW has said until they can prove that they have their act together, they're not going to be interested.
Well, there's no doubt. I know that there's been contact. There has been legitimate contact with them, especially in regards to their contract situation, which, from what I was told, their contract situation is more of a handshake agreement. There really isn't a written agreement. Consequently, there were some rumors this week on the internet that they had signed an agreement with a West Coast group, and I forget the buzzwords, but once again, Chris said, no, that is not true. What had happened was that one of a friend of the Dudleys actually had a Big Dick Dudleys has a little promotion out there and asked them if they would do some matches out there, which they did agree to do the matches. They did not sign with another federation. So, you know, but right away that federation, knowing that they had Chris and Sonny coming in, wanted to get some heat built for their matches and put it out to make it sound that way, which I have to believe him. I could see that happening very easily.
And, we've said it many times. Those two, two of the most talented people in this business, but unfortunately, they're demons, and sometimes it's their rumored demons seem to get the best for them. And I heard that Vince Russo has actually tried to bring them in, but the higher-ups at Time Warner or WCW has kind of said, no, we don't want to take a chance until they can prove to us they're ready to accept they can take the ball and run with it. So.
There's no doubt. And I did ask Chris. I said, Chris, be straight up. Don't give us the runaround, because Chris knows that we talk to people. And it's like you said, we like to try to help our friends, and they help us in the business. It's that type of business. But consequently, you don't want to go out on a limb for somebody, and then you don't know, if it's really the truth. So we have to make sure.
And it's not like they need a second chance. They've had the second chance, and they've had the third chance. I mean, there comes a point in time you have to say, you have to take some responsibility.
No doubt. Hey, let's break in. I want to talk about this a little more, but we've got a cell phone call. Let's go to Troy. You're on the Wrestling Guys.
How you guys doing tonight?
All right, buddy.
Hey, I just want to call and get your guys' opinion. I'm a big ECW fan, and the Dudleys come over to WWF, and they toned them down quite a bit, took a lot of their freedom away, and those guys that's the best damn tag team I've ever seen, it getting the crowd ready to jump the rail and have one hell of a match.
No doubt.
I don't know what your guys' opinion is on that.
We agree wholeheartedly.
Well, the Dudleys are much more, were much more entertaining in ECW. There's no doubt about it. They were, two of the top guys there, and since they went to the WWF, they've kind of gotten lost in the middle a little bit. However, and there's an interview that Dave Metzler did with, Alex Marvez did with Jim Fullerton, the Sandman. When the WWF or WCW comes calling and they're ready to pay you $200,000, $250,000 a year, that's tough to say no, and you can't blame them.
Oh, no doubt about it. Actually, me and some buddies of mine headed over to ECW Arena for CyberSlam last year, and we stayed in a hotel, and we ended up partying a little bit with Sandman was back in town for a Nitro taping 2 nights later, and New Jack and the Dudleys stayed next door to us. And those guys they're some fun guys to party with.
A little wild.
I'll tell you, I had a question about Axel Rotten. He was hanging out with them there. And at the time, there was a lot of rumors going around about Heyman not paying the bill and bouncing checks to some of these wrestlers. But what was the situation with Axel getting booted out of ECW here? Because he was pretty animate about not going to wrestling that night because Heyman hadn't paid him. And I just wonder if you guys know any scoop on that.
What I heard about Axel Rotten was it was kind of like Chris and Tammy. There was a lot of little things that when you put them all together became one major thing. Yeah. I even heard one person told me that Axel got in Heyman's face because he wasn't given an action figure.
Wow.
It was stuff like that. And, and Paul's really trying to get a tight grip on ECW. And let's face it, ECW's had some image problems in the past. When you take a look back at the Eric Koulis incident with New Jack and everything else that's happened, he wants to try and clean everything up a little bit and get a tight control in that locker room. And so that's why he said, Chris and Tammy, you're gone. Axel, see you later.
And there's no doubt what you had heard there when you were there is true. Paul Heyman, God bless him, he's a great creative mind. The man does a lot of positive things for wrestling. He's not a businessman, and really you should have somebody else handling that aspect of it completely because he fails miserably in that area.
But, give Paul some credit. He got the TNN deal off the ground. They've got the Acclaim video game deal. They've got the toy deal now. And they're doing a lot of things in the mainstream. But like Marty said, take a look at the way they promoted the last show in Dayton. They didn't announce it until 2 weeks before. Yep. The last pay-per-view they had. They didn't even have the arena booked until, I think, 3 weeks before the pay-per-view. And that is something that dooms a lot of wrestling promoters in this business. A lot of, when you see these independent wrestling organizations come and go, a lot of times they're great at booking matches, they're great at storylines, they're great at the in-ring, but when it comes to the business side of it, they really don't see the whole picture. And luckily, I think Heyman's now surrounded himself with some guys who do see the entire picture, and by working together, they're going to make ECW possibly the #2 company in the entire wrestling world.
Sure. Well, it sounds like, honestly, he's relying on the guys that went to the Big Two and done some things with Raven and the Sandman to show a little leadership backstage and do some things and show some of these newer guys the ropes. And hopefully he does something because I think he's got the best wrestler in all business in Rob Van Dam.
Oh, there's no question.
That guy's just unbelievable.
Say that again.
You got to say that when it's Rob Van Dam. You got to say it 2 or 3 times.
Oh, yeah. The whole effing show, baby.
There you go, man. Now, you coming to Pulsation Sunday night for the pay-per-view?
I was thinking about that. I live down in Centerville, so maybe stop on over there.
I'm going to tell you what, man. It's a great time. 51-inch screen, about 20 other televisions. There's some really nice waitresses. I mean, their personalities. They're just, I mean, they're nice ladies. They really try to serve you well. And the bikini contest is always looking for judges.
Well, that sounds kind of hard to pass up.
It's going to be a great time.
We'll right down the middle, baby.
There you go, Fonzie.
All right, guys.
Take care.
Take it easy.
All right, bro.
You too. If you want to hop on board now, 457-WING. Also want to get into a little bit the entire deal with the WWF and the television deal. Do you really think it's going to matter that much if they switch networks?
I think it'll matter a little bit, just what you had stated on the hotline. There are some markets that currently are not being reached
with EPN.
And I think, obviously that's going to help, but I don't see that much of a difference. What I do see is somebody's going to do something, this is my opinion, another federation, an upspring federation is going to fill that, and it's either going to be a Bischoff is going to come out of the woodwork, maybe a Hogan. These guys have a lot of money, a lot of influence.
Dusty's been talking about, and obviously he's doing it with the school, but, that's a possibility.
Jerry Lawler now trying to do some crazy things, which don't make sense to me.
For those of you that aren't following the story, Lawler's going to open up, apparently, another wrestling promotion down in the Memphis area. And the funny thing about it is the promotion he will be competing against is actually a WWF-sponsored promotion.
Right.
So you have the WWF's number 2 announcer, number 1 color analyst. Actually, he'll be going head-to-head with the company down in Memphis. It's a little weird.
Yeah, a little bizarre, but I see all the networks wanting to have some type of a major wrestling affiliation. And if they don't make the move, somebody else is going to jump on the Fox network with some type of deal.
The one thing I would, and obviously Vince McMahon is, a genius businessman. He's got a $15 billion company.
The stock's also in the dumper.
And I'm...
Stock was down to like 14 5/8, the lowest point it's ever been, but who cares about that? Go ahead, Shawn.
Thank you very much. And I'm sure that, when it comes to business advice, I'm the last guy he would listen to. However...
No, he would listen to you.
Because I'm a wrestling guy.
Follower. You are part of the tag team champions of Talk Radio.
But USA has been very loyal to the World Wrestling Federation during their bad times, too. And I would hope he would think about that, because going to Fox, eventually, the big wrestling fad that's going on right now, some of that's going to die off. I mean, I think everybody realizes that. There's always going to be that hardcore fan, and you and I will always be here and doing that. But there is a certain fringe right now of the wrestling audience that is into it because it's a fad. Once that dies off...
Like Pokemon?
Like Pokemon.
Okay.
Would Fox still support the WWF? That's the question I would ask him.
Oh, and you're like you said, he's a very intelligent man. I'm sure if he ties anything together, it would be a long-term marriage.
Yeah, but I thought we would think he had Russo and Ferrara under contract, too.
Well, that's a good point. I won't debate that one with you.
Do we have to take a break?
We can if we want to.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we've got Chip on the line and 457-WING if you want to hop on board, too. You are listening to
the Tag Team Champions of Talk Radio.
I bet Bob Batts hates that he wrote
I
that.
like it, baby.
1410 WING, the wrestling guy.
We'll be right back, Dayton.
Do you have trouble sleeping? Something keeping you awake half the night? The Discerning the Times radio broadcast, which formerly aired here on Wing 1410, 8:30 weekday mornings, now is aired 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. So if you're having trouble sleeping, I have the answer. Perhaps I could put you to sleep. 1 a.m., 4 a.m., the Discerning the Times radio broadcast. If you are the one snoring, you can get tapes of the broadcast absolutely free for you to borrow at the Grace Bible Church, 383 South Columbus in Xenia, Ohio, or you can order the tapes each week and get them $5 a week for as many as you'd like, for as often as you'd like. 1 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. What can I tell you?
If your business relies on instant answers, you need Nextel instead of ordinary cellular. With Nextel, you'll have 3 ways to get those answers in one wireless phone. Nextel Direct Connect, our digital two-way radio feature, a pager, and cellular. And if you sign up for a national business plan by February 29th, we'll even give you free incoming cellular calls through the end of the year. So you can answer the phone more often. Nextel, how business gets done. Call 1-800-NEXTEL-9. Requires new activation.
The end-of-year clearance is here, and Shoemaker Ford is determined to save you money on a new 2000 model Ford.
Can Shoemaker Ford offer rebates of up to $1,500 on selected models?
Yes, they can.
Can Shoemaker Ford offer interest rates as low as 0.9%?
Yes, they can.
Can Shoemaker Ford offer clearance prices even on the new 2000 Ford Focus?
Yes, they can. Also, on the all-new redesigned Taurus. Shoemaker Ford must reduce inventory before the new year, so they've marked prices way down, and it's your chance to really save on a new Ford. Shoemaker Ford is even clearing out all sport utility vehicles, including a great selection of Explorers.
Can Shoemaker Ford meet or beat any deal?
Yes, they can. The end-of-the-year clearance is going on now.
At Shoemaker Ford, Route 68 North in Springfield. It's simply a matter of trust.
Yes, they are, and yes, it is.
News Sports Radio, WING-AM.
Phil Alfonso, manager of champions, ECW superstar. When I'm in Dayton, I listen to 1410 Wings. It's hot. Marty Adams and Shawn Stidham, Daddy.
And Fonzie, I'll tell you what, right before the end of the year, we had Fonzie on accepting for Rob Van Dam,
Yes.
for Wrestler of the Year.
Yes.
And a beautiful blonde, I'm assuming, listening to Fonzie's description, with a Chihuahua at the airport. And when we went to talk to her, she didn't know what puppies were.
No, and I think we'll have to find out if Fonzie informed her about that or not. But let's go to the phone lines. We got Chip on the phone. Chip, welcome to the Wrestling Guys. Chip 1.
Hey,
Hey, Chip.
Yeah.
How you doing?
How's it going, buddy?
Pretty good.
What's up?
Okay, first of all, I picked up the Rock's book today, and Walden Books.
Yeah.
There are still boxes full of them, so you can get a book at Walden Books if you...
It's not flying off the shelves like the Mankind. I think the problem there is The Rock had some help writing the book, what they call a ghostwriter.
Yeah, it isn't a stick or anything, because I got Mankind too. It just doesn't... So far, it doesn't seem as interesting, but it's more based on his wrestling career than his life.
Gotcha.
Chip, was it discounted?
Yeah, it's at 15% off.
That's bad. That's bad.
I know Amazon's 30. I wonder what it is at Borders.
I don't know. We'll have to check that out a little bit. Call
maybe
Books
we'll
and
go
Company.
Afterwards, we'll go over and see if they have them for 30 or 40%.
By the way, and I don't want to down it too much because we do have some copies on the way we're going to give away here in the next couple of weeks. So when it comes in, we'll be saying how great it is. But still, it's for the time being.
So what, Chip? Have you read anything out of it yet that's really caught your, caught your imagination?
Not really, but he does dedicate a chapter to Owen Hart.
Well, that's cool.
Well, that was nice of him, no doubt about it. Other than that, though, kind of blasé.
Yeah, it seems like it. Talks
Gee,
about his
Chip.
Hawaiian family and stuff.
Wow, Chip. Well, thanks for calling with the book, review. We'll let Rock know what you thought about it.
Okay, anyway, I got 2 questions to ask.
Okay, go.
One thing is I heard rumors that Kevin Nash wasn't happy with his NWO gimmick that he's getting, and he's wanting to jump to the WWF at the end of this year. So.
No, I haven't heard anything. I did hear there was some speculation that Nash and Hart and Steiner were upset because Jeff Jarrett was in the group, which is not true. But as far as Kevin Nash going to the WWF, Kevin knows exactly how many days is on his contract. If you were to ask him at any time, hey, how much time you have left, he'll say, 419 days or whatever the number is. And he does have a good relationship with Vince McMahon, but I also think that, when his contract is up and it's time to renegotiate, if the Benjamins are there, so to speak, Kevin's going to stay.
Absolutely. But those guys get upset, man. They're, they want to be in this type of a gimmick. They want to be in that one. They don't want this guy involved because they don't think he brings enough heat with him or isn't popular or over enough shit. Jeff Jarrett hasn't been over. The only time he got over was with Deborah's puppies following him.
It's hour number 2, right? So we can...
Yeah, we're not...
Okay. Thank you very much.
I never do
Chip,
that.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chip.
Okay, thanks.
All right. 457-WING is the phone number. You're not Y2K compliant, I don't
And
think.
I'm not drinking hooch either.
You're not. You can get spring water.
Man.
Maybe we need...
We could use some hooch. Where's our boy to fly with the hooch?
I haven't heard from the fly for like a couple weeks. I did hear he was kind of under the weather, but...
he's always under the weather.
Yeah, so I haven't heard anything from him for a couple of weeks, so I'm getting a little worried.
Well, we'll
Maybe
see
he got
what's
deported.
happening. Let's find
That'd
out
be
if our
bad.
next caller knows what's going on with the fly.
Joe! Welcome to the Wrestling Guys.
Hello?
Hey, Joe. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
I was wondering, do you know anything about the careers of Insane Clown Posse and wrestling, like WWF, ECW, and WCW?
As far as the major three are concerned, for the time being, they're done. They've burnt their bridge at every single one of those organizations. Now, they do have their own independent federation. They do independent shows when they're not touring or doing concerts. But as far as WCW and ECW and WWF, you're not going to see them there for a long time.
Yeah, I know about their WWF thing, leaving right before Raw and everything.
Right.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, do you know when they were in ECW?
When they were in there a couple of times. I don't know the exact dates. They were supposed to be back. It wasn't Heatwave, but the pay-per-view after. They were supposed to come in, and they had actually worked out a deal with Paul where they said, we really want to promote our music through the wrestling. And Paul said, it's fine, we'll come up with a deal. And they had a deal signed. Then they find out they had the job to Dreamer and Raven, so they got upset about that. And they said, well, we're going to jump to WCW. They call up WCW. WCW then says, fine, we've got some ideas for you. And then they get upset because they're going to have the job in WCW. So they call Paul back, and Paul says, forget it. So
like you should have done in the first place.
Right.
Best thing they can do is go down to Bogart's and see if they can sell Bogart's out and keep trying to work what they're doing.
Okay, yeah.
The thing about the ICP is, regardless of their music, I don't care about that at all. But they just, choose what you want to do and quit screwing people around, because ultimately the people that are getting screwed around the most are their fans.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay?
Okay.
Hey,
All
Joe,
right,
thanks a lot for the call.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, bye.
Who is that?
That's Shawn from Inglewood.
No, I'm Shawn.
No, that's Shawn.
Okay, let's go to that, Shawn.
Hi.
Hey, Shawn, what's happening, man?
Oh, not too bad. How about you guys?
Oh, it's the same old wrestling guy stuff here.
It is. Different millennium, same stuff.
I got a question. Is Hogan and Macho Man, aren't they supposed to be going to the NWO with the newer version, or are they going to just, cut like the old version out, or what?
Well, right now there's a lot of talk about, with Savage's contract. Now, he did go over to Japan this week for WCW along with Rick Steiner and Chris Benoit to work some Japan shows, but Savage's contract is up, I think, either today or tomorrow, and he's been wanting much more money. WCW didn't want to pay it to him. He went to talk with the WWF. They're not going to pay him what he wants, and so he has to make a decision either to, if he wants to stay in one of those major two organizations, to take a pay cut. And with Gorgeous George still being under contract till June at least, it looks like for the time being,
We'll take his butt to Japan.
No, he's going to stay in WCW. Now, with Hogan, Hogan's trying to tell people he's going to go to Fox, and then there's also people that say he's just going to stay on the sidelines and come back in a month or so. Either way, I don't think you're going to see Hogan or Savage in the NWO. Russo and Ferrara have a different idea for this NWO, a different image, and then you're not going to have the B-team players, nor do I think you're going to have the older wrestlers like Savage and Hogan in there.
I got another question, too. What kind of storyline are going to go with the NWO, like the older version, like when Hall and Nash first came in there, how they beat up all the people and stuff? Are they going to do a storyline like that, like starting out with, getting all the people in the group, or are they going to recruit after that?
I think right now the problem that they're going to run into is that a lot of what they had planned was centered around Bill Goldberg, and now he's going to be out until February, March, and so what they do between now and then, they're going to have to change their plans a little bit. I think this NWO storyline is going to be relatively short. I can't see it going past the end of the year. I think that Russo and Ferrara have a definite plan for this version of the NWO, and that you're ultimately going to have that WCW versus NWO, loser leave town match they should have had the first time. And I think that's going to, sometime this year, you're going to see that kind of match happen.
All right, thanks.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for the phone call.
All right, you too.
All right, take care. Is that Camden we got to get to?
You got it, man.
Camden?
All the way from Camden, Ohio. Devlin's on the line.
Hey, guys.
Hey, how you doing, Devlin?
Got 2 questions here. First one, what's this angle they're doing with Fabulous Moolah and whatever that guy's name is again?
With Harvey Whippleman?
Yeah, Harvey Whippleman.
That's an ugly angle. That's what that is.
Is that disgusting?
I'll tell you what, man. That's a nightmarish angle.
I didn't think, I talked about Mae Young, was stripping down and how horrific that was. When Whippleman took off his shirt, that was bad.
I had to close my eyes.
But anyway, first of all, we do want to congratulate Mae Young because with her appearance in that match on Monday night, she became the first wrestler to compete in 8 different decades.
That's amazing.
8 different decades she's competed in. But, going back to the original question, some of what the WWF does, they do it for humor and shock value, and that's simply what they're doing right now. You have Mark romancing Mae Young and Harvey romancing Moolah.
Well, it's definitely a shocking name.
Yeah, well, I'd hate to see them in a movie.
Oh, God.
My second question, I was on the internet, and I saw that WWF was talking to Brian Adams about bringing him back in.
Yeah.
Did you hear anything about it?
The original story was that, I guess, Adams and Brian Clark, or Adam Baum, whatever you want to call him, they were talking about bringing them in and reforming Demolition. Is like was 11 for
and then, of
48%,
course, there's the
NWA
thing in Las Vegas, where I think we're gonna go back for the XPW stuff in LA a little bit, and we have there's a guy who's running London, Ontario, somebody in Huntington, West Virginia. I think the weekend of the 25th and 26th. There's a lot of. All of a sudden, once we cleared up stuff for Paul and said, okay, well, let's get some independent dates. It just started started flying in to the point where we have to say no to some people on some weekends. But it's just, but I was, not used to working just weekends, But if that's what it's happening right now, it's kind of cool. But you meet some really interesting people on the independent scene. Like the kid I worked with, he was probably older than me, but I just, at the XPW show, and that Damian Steele, he has, he was definitely going to be real good one day. That Michael Mona's kid out there, he's really good and never really got a shot. And then there was a lot of people out there who were kind of in awe of the fact that I actually had wrestling boots and tights, and they were just, like in jeans and bleeding a lot on each other. But but that's what that crowd does. So.
Well, there's no doubt. I was looking at that. It seems like you did a run in early, and then you ended up pinning. Was he real deal Damian Steele, huh?
Well, yeah, I pulled the victory out, which is a big surprise.
Well, Chris, Marty and I wish you nothing but the best in the future. Hopefully, if the WCW deal doesn't come through, somebody will wake up in one of the other big 2 and bring you guys back in, because obviously the 2 of you are 2 of the top talents in the business.
And I see if there's anything else out there, so that's, that's always still a possibility. But
XPW next time, or the AWA show, rather. A lot of people, your name's at the head of the list, and I'm sure on a number of lists, whether it's WWF, ECW, or WCW, when they're looking at talent, you guys are right at the head of the class.
Well, I mean, that's what's pretty exciting is that, all these people are calling to book us for these shows. And I guess, whether the stuff that was said, was right or wrong is now, it's indifferent because it's in the past anyway. So it's going at a point of even arguing over, whose fault it was or anything like that. It's just that now we have to just, make these towns and just, whether we like it or not, have to prove ourselves again.
Hey, absolutely, and I know that's going to happen. Hey, before we go, Chris, you put Tammy back on for a minute. And one thing, you guys going to make the Pillman this year.
No, yes, sir. Yes, he is. Thank you.
I know Les is going to talk to you later on about that.
Yes, sir.
I got the Pillman, we got the fantasy camp. We missed you last year, and
yeah, why the hell I gotta yell at Les about that?
yeah, and I know it because I yelled at him last year too, and we talked about that. But you know how Les is. You can't tell him nothing, man.
No, you can't. Especially the way he yelled at that poor kid on the MTV special. We what about that?
I told him that. I said, Chris is mad at you, and he said, why? I said, because you yelled at the kid on the MTV, and he said, well, if he was here, I'd yell at him too.
He told me that the second he called me. Here she is. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris. Take care, man.
Love talking to you, man.
Hey, Tammy, you there?
You know, he wasn't lying. You really can't hear on that phone.
Hey, we had an email question for you, and it's from a young lady who wants to know, how did you and Chris get together?
High school.
High school sweethearts.
Yeah, I was 17 years old. He just turned 18. Senior year in high school, we met.
The older man in her life.
Yeah.
You love those older men, Tammy.
What's that?
You love those older men.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, Tam. You can tell them about me now.
Marty's living out of fantasy, Tammy. Sorry.
Damn Skippy. No doubt about it. I tell all the people.
I had a full scholarship to University of Miami to study biology, and I gave it up to do this.
And you really love the business, don't you?
Well, then I went to the University of the USWA and University of Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
And what kind of education did you get in Smoky Mountain?
Actually, hey, that's where I learned everything I know. I learned so much there. In 3 months' time, I had Chris, Kevin Sullivan, Sherry Martell, and Jim Cornette teaching me the world.
Wow.
So I was really fortunate to be there at that time.
There's no doubt about it. You got to look back on those days now and really kind of smile because I know you've told me about them, and it's a lot of fun when you think back at those things.
Exactly.
And hopefully, Tammy, I think there's going to be a lot more fun days in your future too. So.
Hopefully. I hope the fun days aren't just behind me.
Hey, no doubt about it.
We're going
to come out. We're going to be out there in February at the AWA show.
Okay.
And hopefully, if I don't see you before then, I get to see you there. And if they Cracker Barrel will pack some dumplings up, we'll bring them out there for you to nuke them. But we're really looking forward to seeing you there and seeing you in a lot of other places.
I think we're actually going to go through a drive-through chapel there.
Wow.
Married by Elvis or something.
No, come on. I want to be there for that.
All right, hey, you can be the best man.
There you go. I'm watch it. I may hold Chris to that.
I think you need to have Marty dress up as one of those flying Elvises.
Hey, let's not go there.
I think that would look good.
That might be an eventful weekend for us.
Tammy, tell me to stop picking on me.
Didn't win enough.
Tammy, best of luck to you. And again, we wish you nothing but the best. And hopefully, we're going to see you. Hopefully, the WCW deal pans out. But, if something falls through, we know we're going to see you somewhere real soon.
Well, I definitely know so.
No doubt about it, hon. And thanks a lot. And tell Chris, I'll look forward to talking to you a little later.
Well, we really appreciate you having us on the show.
Hey, anytime.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I was thinking we could...
Chris Cantillo, Tammy Stitch.
Great interview.
Yeah, and again, so much of what is out there on the internet, and some people took me to task because a couple of weeks ago, when the whole Gary Albright thing happened, and people were reporting that the guy he was wrestling with was responsible for the death. Why did I get upset by that?
Right.
People don't realize that the people that we're reporting on are real people that have lives and have feelings and such, and the stuff can hurt. And there's been stuff about Chris and Tammy. I mean, how many BS rumors do we go through a week? We get stuff emailed to us, constantly, or people call up and say, "Hey, I heard this, or I heard that," and sometimes it's stuff that is really, damaging,
bizarre.
Yeah, and
then we'll call these people, and a lot of times we won't tell them what we hear. We'll just hint around that there's different things that are being said. And I like you said, when they're in that type of a limelight that they've been in, really, Tammy has been, at one time, was the #1 lady in the WWF. I mean, Sable couldn't hold a candle to her.
The most downloaded woman on the internet. And, and as they said, they've had their demons in the past, but they're behind them. They're clean. They've taken every test they've had to take, and they're ready to go. And, again, I'm not saying it because they were, on the show, and they still might be listening. I don't know. But Chris Candido is an incredible worker in the ring. Do not take that from him. Tammy is probably the best manager there is in the business. Sorry, Willie, if you're listening. But when she's on her game,
oh, no doubt about it.
I don't think there's a better manager.
And there's not another woman with better mic skills than Tammy Lynn Sitch.
No question about it.
And you go back through of all the things that they've done or haven't done, and I got to think at their young ages, their best years are ahead of them yet.
And you know what? Are they friends? Yes, they are. But at the same time, we've taken the task in the past because they have done some things. They've screwed up. But face it, who hasn't?
I've had Chris where he wouldn't talk to me before. You know, and we'll call him, and I'll just, and we talk to him like friends would. I mean, and it doesn't mean anything more than you're concerned or that you really want to try to help somebody. But I think it's on the straight and narrow. I think that it's just a matter of time before somebody snaps them up. So you better enjoy it now and better get the contracts running.
And like we said, it looks like they're going to be part of the film in 2000, hopefully, and can't wait to see them then.
Turn on Les Thatcher from 9 to 12. Actually, Chris and Tammy are going to work out at 9 o'clock. And they get home back at about 10:45, and they'll be on Les Thatcher's show from 11 to 12 tonight.
That ought to be good.
So what do? We take a break, or do we go back to the phone line?
We better take a break, because I think we got some sponsors that are going to get upset. And Jobber, Jobber's going to be down in some more hooch if we don't make him work here.
When we come back, we're going to go back to the phone lines. Mr. Greenbuck's one of our favorite new callers, and Earn Dog. We'll be right back, guys.
The stock market actually be treated like a business. Can you buy wholesale and sell retail? Can you make money today? A lot of people are making money in this great bull market that we're experiencing. Although I'm Wade Cook. When's it your turn? When are you going to learn how to make money? I teach seminars and write books, and I show people how they can use the stock market as a business. I talk about rolling stocks, which is a stock that travels between a certain price point. Say you buy it at $2 and sell it at $3. I teach about writing covered calls, where you own stock and you sell call options. You generate income that you can use to buy groceries or to support your family. Use the stock market as a business. It's a great place to go. Now I put a seminar on CD, and it's yours. It's called Get Rich Steady. Just call this 800 number, 1-800-872-7411. Now my book, Wall Street Money Machine, and my brand new book, Safety First Investing, are available in bookstores everywhere. But for this free CD, call 1-800-872-7411. As for the Wade Cook Get Rich Steady seminar on CD, 1-800-872-7411.
Baloney! Who says you can't eat the foods you love and lose weight? Just try Fat Whacker and be careful not to lose too much weight. Used as directed, Fat Whacker is the all-natural dietary supplement with ingredients clinically proven to fight fat without crazy diets or sweaty exercise. Fat Whacker includes superchitosan, the amazing new fat-absorbing fiber. Try Fat Whacker risk-free and get enough superchitosan to sweep away up to 1,000 grams of ugly fat. More than you'll find in 81 cheeseburgers or 120 slices of pizza. Research proves Fat Whacker's ingredients support your body's natural fat-burning ability, so it helps you burn fat 24 hours a day and get a slim, sexy body. It's drug-free, stimulant-free, and not in stores. Don't wear that fat. Whack it with Fat Whacker. Call now for your 60-day risk-free trial. Call 1-800-985-SLIM. Lose weight or your money back. Call 1-800-985-SLIM. That's 1-800-985-SLIM. Again, 1-800-985-SLIM.
News Sports Radio, WNGAM.
Hi, this is Francine from ECW, and you're listening to the Wrestling Guys with Marty Adams and Shawn Stidham on 1410 Wings.
Back on the Wrestling Guys on Dayton's First 1410, WING, Shawn Stidham along with Marty Adams. And once again, I want to thank Chris Candido and Tammy Fitch for coming on and joining us tonight. We also want to thank the callers for being patient. Earn Dog, you've been waiting for a while. Welcome to the Wrestling Guys.
I love you.
Earn Dog.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've been trying to get in for weeks at a time, and finally I'm here.
You made it, brother.
I am the new president of the Love Foundation. I just want everybody to know that.
Whoa, huh?
I have the stroke. I am the chosen one. I'm the new president of the Love Foundation.
So what happened to Love Man?
He is the chairman. He's above me. He's the one above me.
Oh, so you're now the president?
Yeah.
Now, also,
there's a new member, too.
Also on the line is Mr. Greenbucks, and apparently Love Man told me that you were offering him the vice presidency.
Well, since I have a stroke, if Mr. Greenbugs proves himself tonight, he can be the vice president of the Love Foundation. I guarantee him.
This could be an historic night.
How does he do that?
I don't know. I just have a stroke. Like Jeff Jarrett says, I'm the chosen one. He's not the chosen one, but I am.
But how does Mr. Greenbugs prove himself?
He has to prove himself and show him that he is worthy of the Love Foundation.
Okay, I tell you what we're going to do. Jobber, I want you to put Earn Dog on hold. We're going to bring on Mr. Greenbuck, and we're going to get his answer, and then we'll get a response from the Earn Dog, president of the Love Foundation.
Interesting.
We'll do that. Mr. Greenbuck, are you there?
Yes, and after I just choked up my lobster and steak that my beautiful wife just... prove myself.
Your wife just did what?
Prove myself. Listen here, little Earn Donkey. And Rockman.
Yes.
I've had enough of your little whip. Because you weren't even a little speck in your mommy and daddy's pampers and diapers because I knew NWA before you boys were even thought of.
Okay, so I assume now you are turning down the invitation to be a part of the Love Foundation.
Turning down because I have major more needs than that. Than the Love Foundation, I have bigger boys.
Well, go for it.
Hey, share the knowledge.
Yes.
Green has 2 points, and David
Greenbucks? Talk to me.
What's the announcement? You have news. Come on.
No. I want to hear what Mr. Earn Dog's got to say.
Now, we can't go back and forth. Give us your news, and then we'll go on to Earn Dog, and then we got other callers.
I have someone from all Japan. Yes. I've talked to Mr. Great Muta.
You talked to the Great Muta.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
And he's planning on coming out to American State.
To where?
To here, to the States.
For what reason?
To wrestle.
For who?
Well, just for one major match, because he hasn't wrestled Mr. Jastar yet.
So you're going to bring in the Great Muta.
Yes, because I want to take care of Mr. Jastar. He's a little pushy.
Okay, you realize that if you do not bring in the Great Muta, you are open to be raked over the coals on this radio show.
Yes, I know.
So you are putting your word on the line. When are you bringing in the Great Muta?
No, we haven't scheduled that part out yet. We've been talking.
When do you think this might happen?
Hopefully during the summer when Jastar really makes his lips smack real good over barbecue.
Okay. We will be waiting for that announcement.
Well, of course.
That is big.
That is big. Have you gotten our knighthood from the Queen yet?
She did not call me back this week because she and Prince William have been fighting. Have you not heard that?
I have not heard that story. Is she upset over him dating Britney Spears or what?
No. She wants him to date Britney Spears. It's him dancing with that naked stripper. It's like, dude.
It's rough over there. Hey, we got to go back to the Earn Dog, so take care, Greenbuck.
Thank you. Wow. Muta?
Apparently so.
Well, Mr. Greenbucks has put his reputation online, and I have to say, thrown back in the face of the Earn Dog and the Love Foundation, their offer.
Earn Dog, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. But
what's up with the stroke, brother?
I don't know what's up with the stroke. I really wasn't going to let him in anyway because he sounds like a cheap butler.
We've had, I think the rep from Riverside said he sounds like Thurston Howell III from Gilligan's Island.
Actually, he does. He sounds like some snot.
Well, you know, he's going to bring in Muta.
Yeah, he'll bring in Muta with cow jump over the moon. That's what he'll do.
Hey, Earn Dog, hopefully the Love Foundation can regroup, and we look forward to hearing from you guys soon.
Hopefully, I'll see you guys later.
Are you going to be at the UCW show? Earn,
yeah.
You going to be at the UCW show?
I don't know.
He's down. You're down.
Earn Dog, take care of yourself, and if you need therapy, let us know.
All right.
All right,
take care.
That's pretty bad. We're going to have to talk about, we got VCW coming next week, the 12th. Pick one.
UCW this weekend.
This weekend, a lot of great matches there, and it looks like about half the people listening to Wrestling Guys will be there.
We will be there.
And we will be there. The tag team champions of Talk Radio.
There we go. By the way, if you want to call tonight, 457-WING, the phone number, and you are listening to the Wrestling Guys. And
what do you want to do? What do you want to do, Job? You want to take a break? You want to keep going?
Let's go ahead and keep going.
You want to keep going?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Jobber's taking control.
I think Jobber's sobering up a little bit. You drinking some coffee in there?
Yeah, a little bit of coffee. The pizza helps.
Is pizza a good hangover remedy?
Yeah, it's got a lot of bread.
You know, I had a friend who used to swear by McDonald's cheeseburgers as a hangover remedy. Yes, I did.
Who was that, Bo?
No. Katie Chichester. Katie Chichester.
Where does she live now?
She lives now in Cincinnati.
Okay.
But
somewhere where she can't hear us.
No, she can probably hear us.
Okay, just checking.
We get calls from freaking California on the web. I think she could hear us. But no, she used to swear by God, cheeseburgers, great hangover remedy. But they had to be from McDonald's.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe if you're listening out there and you want to try that, by God, you go for it.
Well, let's get back to the phone lines because he returns. returns once again.
Who is that?
The coming back of TKO Tommy Knockout. Tommy?
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, Tommy?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. What's up?
Nothing much. Just called to find out what's going on, really, and basically get all the ducks in a row and let everyone know. Well, actually, I'll tell you what, my remedy for hangovers is just crack another one, you know what I mean? Always seems to work better for me.
Keep going with the dog that bit you.
You got to put that son of a bitch on a leash and let it run.
Oh, watch your language there, man. It's the 8:30 part of the show, but still, we got the kiddies listening.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, been gone for a while, but, you know, coming back on Friday, I will make my return to UCW. Don't know if I can get in here and squeeze on this show or not, but I believe everything can be possible. And basically took some time away. It's probably hurt.
Right.
But just got a lot of things going back together. Got my head straight again.
Good.
Stuff like that. Put on some size and weight.
Bulked up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you've been hard in training then?
Well, for 60 days, all you can do is work out.
Understood. Hey, TKO, now Jobber telling us we got to go to a break. So
Get to a break.
we got to go to a break.
Well, you tell Jobber crack another beer, and I'll see you guys Friday.
All right, TKO. We'll see you Friday. Take care of yourself, man.
Whoa, TKO, man.
Hey, TKO having a little bit of indigestion.
Tell you what, TKO Tommy Knockout, I don't know if he's on the card or he isn't on the card, but we have been told that he's been in Hart training for the last 60 days and is looking forward to his upcoming comeback bout with hopefully UCW Wrestling.
There we go. If you want to hop on board tonight, we got about 10 minutes left of the fastest 120 minutes in radio, 457 WING. You are listening to the Wrestling Guys on
1410, Dayton's first Wing AM. We'll be right back, Dayton.
Dayton Wireless has been helping the Miami Valley area go mobile since 1998, offering the best in wireless communications. With all types of cellular, PCS, and paging service, Dayton Wireless is here to suit your needs. They can activate your wireless phone or pager and install all types of equipment into your vehicle. They're located at 26 Woodman Drive in the Airway Shopping Center at the corner of Airway and Woodman. Say that you heard about Dayton Wireless from Wing AM and receive a free 35mm camera with the purchase of a Nokia, Touchpoint, or StarTech phone while supplies last. Call them for information on their daily specials at 256-9000. Dayton Wireless, cutting the cords of a wireless world. Bob, what's new?
Last night I get in my truck, and in the back seat is one of those supermodels. Says she always wanted to meet a man who owned a sauerkraut factory. We're eating sauerkraut. She's wiping juice off my chin. I get heartburn. I pull out my Rolaids, and in under 10 seconds, it starts working. Then she's gone, and so's my heartburn. Rolaids starts working in under 10 seconds. You expect me to believe that?
It's true. Rolaids starts neutralizing acid in under 10 seconds. ROLAIDS spells relief. Use as directed.
Once there was a telephone with its own phone line. The phone was happy because it had a nice family who loved to talk on it. One day, the family brought home a computer. Since the phone and the computer were made of similar unbreakable polymers, the phone didn't mind sharing its line. But when the computer was busy sending emails, checking stock quotes, or finding pictures of saber-toothed tigers, the phone couldn't be used. So those who needed to make calls had to wait, and they grew impatient and cast the phone down upon its base unit. One day, the family could no longer stand such discord and grumpiness, so they called Ameritech at 1-800-SECOND line, spelled 1-800-2NDLINE. From then on, the computer had a line of its very own, which cost less than the family thought, and it didn't seem to matter that credit and other restrictions applied, for there was phone, internet, peace, and harmony, all at the same time. Ameritech, a member of the SBC Global Network.
News Sports Radio, WING-AM.
Hey, this is Steve R.W., one half of the six-time ECW World Tag Team Champ, and you're listening to The Wrestling Guy with Marty Adams and Shawn on 1410 Wings.
You know, we need to run the edited version of that promo.
That is a better promo than that.
You know, we can't run it here on the show for reasons because Bubba got involved. And this was, we cut that promo last year at Heatwave 99. We might have to bleep it out still. Bubba got involved in the promo and changed the wording around quite a bit. And the promo ended up lasting about 90 seconds.
That's all right, though. Anything Bubba gets involved with takes a little longer.
There you go.
Bubba's visits to the mall.
About 10, 15 minutes, and never mind. 457 WING is the phone number. You were listening to the Wrestling Guys. Back to the phone lines.
Hey, let's go back to the phone lines and our honorary wrestling girl, Stephanie from Centerville.
Stephanie, are you there?
Yes.
How are you?
Aren't you our honorary wrestling girl?
Yes.
Okay.
Marty, I gotta stop a rumor though.
What is it?
You always talk about Shawn and his adult wrestling figures.
Yes.
He doesn't have them at home. He keeps them in the bottom drawer of his desk in our office.
No, I do not.
Thank you, Stephanie.
We have video of it. I'm willing to sell
You had video.
Oh, yes, we have video of this. I'm willing to sell it to the highest bidder.
Do you have some other videos I think that you can share?
Shut up, Shawn.
Well, wait a minute, Stephanie. If we're going to share, let's share everything. No, don't.
Stephanie is my assistant at work, so. Yes.
Stephanie has the unavoidable displeasure of having to put in more than
I'm dealing with me every day,
Yes, I do.
And you have our utmost sympathy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And I can understand when he's stressed out, and I know he probably goes right in the corner and plays with his little...
He does. He just sits there and he talks, I am number one, I am
I do what?
I knew it. Thank you, Stephanie.
You're so welcome.
And if you're going to take her word for it...
Stephanie has no reason to lie.
Oh, yes, she does.
There's no reason to lie.
Yes, you do.
She's an honorary wrestling guy.
I do have a question, though.
Okay.
I went to you guys' show in Middletown over 4th of July weekend, the All-American weekend, and I saw the Battle Royal, and Eric Snell won it. I was just wondering if he was going to wrestle again to defend his title or not.
That's up to Eric, and I assume Raj and those guys there.
Well, you know, one thing we did talk about is that Eric was trying to get a hold of UCW.
Right.
He's had kind of a change in careers lately.
Right.
And so the opportunity has presented itself that he may have more time to pursue his wrestling career.
Eric did wrestle in Middletown and got a lot of attention down there in the paper and whatnot. And, probably had the largest pop there that night because he was the hometown guy. He was the hometown guy winning that. And but Eric also was manager of Jokers for a while there. And with the schedule, really couldn't put any time into full-time training or whatnot. But now he's switched to another career, and so he's expressed some interest. So I don't know if he got in touch with Roger or not. He talked to me the other day, and I gave him Roger's number, and I don't know if he contacted him or not. The ball, it's in his ball. The ball in his court is what I'm trying to say.
Stephanie, are you coming to UCW show Friday night?
I don't know. Sean's going to be there, and that means I'd have to see him after hours at work.
It's like a pleasant overtime.
Oh, yeah. So, plus now his car supposedly broke down.
It is.
So, he probably won't even be at work tomorrow, so,
Stephanie, I think your review is due tomorrow, so I think I'll see you tomorrow morning, okay?
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling. And our honorary wrestling guy-girl thing.
Either one is good.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. The truth always rises.
You paid her to come on.
Go ahead. Stephanie, I just applaud her honesty.
You paid her to come on.
You know what? I knew it. I knew you were a closet one, too.
I do not have... I'm not a closet. I do not have...
We're going to have your wife on. When your child gets a little older, she'll talk about her dad with adult wrestling figures. Where do you keep them hidden so that your daughter doesn't?
I do not have the wrestling figures, no. And they're not adult. If I had wrestling, they're not adult wrestling. They're normal wrestling figures.
No, I like the way she said that. Adult.
I don't have any
X-rated flavor.
You like that, don't you? You would like that.
No, I know how you are with them.
Let's go back to the phone.
Okay. Back. Hey, he's back. Should we let him on?
Who's he?
The bank.
You know what? Normally we have a policy here on the show. You can only call in once per show, but because Jobber accidentally flushing. Jobber, don't flush. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Is you kidding me? Did you flush him again?
Oh, wait a minute. I think I hit the button fast enough.
Bink, are you there?
It didn't hang up.
Bink, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, Jobber, we want you to apologize to Bink.
Sorry, Bink.
Are you okay?
I'm not bitter.
Jobber has a problem with the little flush button there, so...
Flush the most times on the wrestling guy.
You're running right up there. You may be setting a record. You're an honorary flusher.
I think that now, like, how long have you been on the show? How long have you guys had the show?
We are actually, and I have to go back and take a look, I think either next week or the week after is our 1-year anniversary.
And when you plan that 1 anniversary, the Bink has a special present for the wrestling guys and Jobber.
And what is that special present?
It's confidential. I can't say until the anniversary special.
So like in a week or so, whenever we have our 1-year show, you have a special guest present for us?
Most likely.
Okay.
What the?
Jobber? I am so sorry.
My God.
Oh, my.
You should feel horrible.
You know what? The guy was just going to give us a special present for
He
one
included
year
you
anniversary.
in there that he was going to give you this present to, and you flushed him again.
Jobs.
I swear I didn't mean to.
Oh, my God.
I'm so sorry, Bink.
We're going to have to put a lock on that flush button for you, man.
I don't know what happened.
How many weeks in a row have you flushed him?
Is there something between you and the bank?
Not that I
A little animosity, something we don't know about?
Has he said something while you two are having your little private conversation?
No.
Talked about your family or something?
Not to my knowledge, but I don't know. This button, I think, is just in the wrong place. I think I need to move it because every time I lean up against the desk here, I seem to hit it accidentally.
Well, you work on that, okay?
I'll see what I can do.
Phew-wee.
Well, phone lines are open at 457-WING. About 5 minutes left on the program.
Let's talk about VCW.
Coming up on the 12th up in Piqua, and really, you got to give them credit. They have drawn great crowds their last couple shows.
And I'll tell you what, if you're late, bring your lawn chair because you may go without a seat.
Exactly.
I know they've added chairs this time. Great matches. Suicide Solution. You'll see some of your UCW stars there. Big Daddy Raj Cox. No, maybe not.
I don't know. All right, Rhino's there.
Rhino will be there.
Filthy the Clown.
So I know it's going to be a great show. Last time, anybody that missed that show missed one of the best wrestling shows in the Miami Valley. And from what we hear, we expect this one to be even better. I know they put a lot of time and effort into planning this show.
But before that, this Friday, you get Unified Championship Wrestling at the 801 Union Hall, South Jefferson Street, downtown Dayton. 7:30, I think it's the bell time, and it's just going to be another great show, hopefully, from UCW. And for information on them, you can call their hotline at 640-1921.
Absolutely. Let's go back to the phones real quick. Peace Man, you were the wrestling guys. Ooh.
How many men? We have Love Man, we have Hate Man.
Now we got Love Man waiting right now.
And Peace Man. How you doing, Peace Man?
Just fine. How about you?
Good. What's up?
Well, Love Man wasn't able to call in today because he's down in Kentucky.
Well, hold on, because he's on the...
He just hung up after you come on.
Huh.
What's he doing in Kentucky?
I don't know. He said something about something for baseball or something.
Oh, okay.
He wanted me to tell you guys that the book's going on real fine.
Now, there's a lot of books being written now. The Hate Man is writing a book about the wrestling guys. The Love Man is writing a book. Somebody else is writing a book. Randy Kirby's got his wrestling cookbook he's doing, but I'm not sure who else. Are you going to write a book?
No.
Okay, just curious. Okay, well, we can't wait to see that book, and hopefully we'll get it real soon. Okay, anything else, Peace Man?
Pass down low to Turner. He can't handle it. Not really.
Are you a member of the Love Foundation?
Yeah.
Okay, well, take care of yourself.
All right, brother.
By the way, Hate Man wanted me to pass this along, that he would like to get information about the various callers on the Wrestling Guys, and if you would like to get the information to us, email the Wrestling Guys at AOL.com. I'll pass it along to him, and he's going to make a little scrapbook. He wants to know your name, wife, kids, and all
your superpowers,
maybe, and some kind of fun fact about you. So email the Wrestling Guys at AOL.com. I will pass it along.
Let me know your fun fact.
What's my fun fact? What's my fun fact?
Oh, we just talked about it. Stephanie knows your fun fact.
No, that is not my fun fact.
Oh, my God, I love it. Let's go back. Phone lines, Master PW from Bellbrook. Wrestling guys.
Marty, what's that hotel in Springboro or Miami? Okay. Master PW, how are you doing?
Doing great. How are you guys?
Not bad. We only got about a minute, so make it quick.
All right, I got a quick question. Is Hulk Hogan going to be with WCW anymore? Online, I just read that he is basically leaving the company and they won't even air a segment on Thunder tonight. What do you guys got to say?
We'll turn the radio down. First of all, I have not heard that. All I know is he's going to be on Thunder tonight. It's expected he'll take on Lex Luger at Super Brawl.
All righty. They said they might delete the whole segment, though.
Oh, that'll be interesting. You're on top of the news, a little hotter than we are. And as we left the news station, looked like he was going to be on.
And don't forget, Super Brawl, you'll be able to catch all of the action at Pulsation's Nightclub, State Route 725, Normandy Square Shopping Center behind Blockbuster. They will have all of the action once again like they always do. And for more information, keep listening to the Wrestling Guys hotline, 285-0991, or you can call Pulsations directly at 291-9212.
And if you haven't been to Pulsations, you don't know what you're missing.
It's a great great
last time, a sellout crowd for the last pay-per-view, WWF pay-per-view. Everybody had a great time.
Super Brawl coming up, and then February 27th, No Way Out from the World Wrestling Federation at Pulse Stations. They are the official sponsors of the Wrestling Guys Hotline, and of course, we always thank them for that. We want to thank Chris Candido, Tammy Stitch for joining us on the program tonight. Also, big thanks going out to Papa John's, Nightmare Randy Kirby, Mary Swan, Brittany for all the food and the candy, for all the letters and everything else.
Undertaker guy, John, Matt, Nick and Kyle, the tag team.
We can't even get them all in tonight.
And cook us some eggs, get us some biscuits. You've been listening to the Wrestling Guys, the tag team champions at Talk Radio.
You're one of the two black.
But Dory Funk, he's just, I think that kind of pushed me over the edge that I was on right now. So hopefully I'll take the knowledge I've learned there and carry it on wherever I go, and good things will come, you know?
Well, I'll tell you what, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of opportunities in the area for you, buddy.
I'm hoping, man.
Hey, Beater, take care of yourself. Have a safe flight. And do me a favor, call us here again next week. We want a full report on your Germany experience.
Wiener Schnitzel, and talk some of that German stuff, brother.
You guys take care, man.
You too, man. Have a safe trip.
Good luck. Knock 'em dead, man, and represent the Miami Valley.
No problem.
All right, that is the Beater, and Chris Hero. I want to thank him for that. And we have food.
Yes, we do, and I'll tell you what, I told you it was coming. I told you there'd be ribs.
And
you didn't believe me.
These look good.
And I'll tell you what better to go along with Randy Kirby's souffles as look at the size of those
These
ribs.
things are huge, and we got like, what, 5 or 6
and I tell you what, I can eat ribs.
Oh, that's on your diet.
On my diet, ribs, I can eat all the meat I want.
All the ribs slathered and all the barbecue sauce.
And I can sling bones with the best of them. But I tell you what, we talked a little bit about the Springs earlier in Springboro, Ohio. One of the greatest little restaurants we've ever been in. We were there the other night. It was unbelievable. I had never been there before. Went in, didn't want to leave. I think my wife pulled me out. Somebody pulled me out. But if you've never been there before, it's right off of 741 or off of Route 73. It's 80 Edgebrook Drive. You can give these guys a call at 748-4649. The best ribs in town. And I've got the owner here, Nelson Fish, and one of his best friends, Billy Hayes. They're in the studio right now, and they're looking at us like, why the hell are you not eating the ribs yet?
Well, we're on the air, and I'm going to get, the meat in my teeth and everything. So during the break, I think we're going to slap a couple of these down. But these look incredible, guys.
No doubt about it. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go to a break, take a few minutes here, regroup.
Eat some ribs.
Yes, eat some ribs. You got it. Talk to these gentlemen, and then, hey, we got a lot going on in the second hour here.
Second hour, when we come back, we've got, what do you want to call it? Who Wants the ECW game or something like that?
Yeah, Who Wants to Win?
Who Wants Hardcore Revolution? And we're going to do that is Val Venus on Kurt Angle during SmackDown.
And I know Misty from Enid was hoping it was Tester.
Yeah, and we just got off the phone, and we are still trying to hunt down Tess in case you missed it during the first hour. Lovely young lady. Misty came on,
oh my God,
she wants to, I guess,
just the voice was killing
a relationship with Andrew Tess. So
you know what I hear?
We're going to try, and we are playing Chuck Woolery.
I hear the jobber's hot for it too.
For Tess?
No.
Oh,
well, yeah, maybe. No, he just said that it's
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, Jobber, hey, man, you got to show the Jobber respect.
Yes, you do.
He's an integral part of the Wrestling Guys.
So what do you want to talk about ribs, or you want to give away a game?
Well, let me go ahead, because you've been smacking. Let's talk a little bit about the ribs.
These are excellent. Oh, my God. They also brought, it's not Texas toast, but I thought you had another name for it. Didn't you like put a little adjective in there, or... Like
just Texas?
Just Texas. Okay, but this stuff is excellent.
Oh, this is it. I'll tell you what, once again, we're talking to Nelson Fish, good friend of his, Billy Hayes, stopped in tonight. Want to thank both of them. And they're here from the Springs, and it's right in Springboro. If you haven't been there, very close to 741, right off of Route 73. I think Edgebrook Drive kind of runs in between the two of them.
And then around between 741 and 73.
And you also cater, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Oh, my God. And it's great. Television's in there, big screen, pool table. The night we were in there was a live band. So, I mean, I think you get a little bit of everything, plus great food. I've heard about the prime rib. See, I can eat all the meat. Man, way to eat that Texas toast in front of me, too. Thanks a lot, buddy.
This is great, man. Willie's in here, too. He's hogging it down now.
Yeah, there you go. Willie, I've brought the whole family. You heard ribs, and they shot over here like they got pumped out of a cannon. Anyway, you can call the Springs at 748-4649 for the best ribs in the business. I'll tell you what, great place. And come on, talk to us a little bit, Nelson. Don't be shy with the Wrestling Guys. This is casual.
He's like scared of the microphone.
I'm scared of the microphone.
No, nothing to be scared of. I mean, how long? I know I talked to you the other night for a while.
We've been in business about 3 years. And I am proud of my ribs.
And no doubt about it, standing room only the other night when we were there.
I have to say that the wrestling guys did mix in a few beverages also along the way. And great staff, everybody friendly. People standing around. Next thing I knew, there was a line of people dancing through there while people were having dinner. I can imagine that happening. People on top of tables here and there. No, we're just joking. But it was very casual, but just a great place to be. I can't overstate how much fun we had that night.
Well, we like to think it's a good place for friends and family, and invite kids, older people. Try to make it a casual, relaxed, fun place to be.
No doubt about it. And I'll tell you what, keep bringing these ribs, and we'll definitely make it very casual and fun. I'm afraid to tear into these babies, buddy. They're looking awesome. And you see, Shawn, you can talk a little bit now. Clear your mouth.
I'm fine. This is good. Can we go like another half-hour break so we can dig through these?
Let me tell you, right now, Wrestling Guys listeners, you have just heard history in the making. That was the longest Shawn Stedham has been quiet ever on a wrestling.
That was good.
That's the truth. It's no doubt about it.
You've been saying that one for a year, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Well, at least it was for good reason, because the Springs ribs are a damn good reason. Yes, I'm taking some home.
Yeah, excellent. Guys, what's your phone number again?
748-4649.
Wonderful. We can't talk enough about these, how good they are.
So. And go ahead, take some more Texas toes.
I will.
Okay. Well, we got to 513 Springboro. If you're out golfing later this year, come in there. If you're out running around, you and your wife don't know where to go, you got the kids, doesn't matter. Stop in Springs. You may see the Wrestling Guys. If not, you'll see one of our autographed pictures in there.
Sure, of course.
That'll work.
All right.
Stick around, guys. Dave, you're gonna hear from the man here, Willie F.
Yes, and Jatlo, what we need to do now, we need to give away one of these games, so we're going to get some people ticked off.
Well, let's take. What do you want to do next caller?
Let's do Jobber. Go ahead and clear the phone line.
Oh, you're going to upset a lot of people.
And what we're going to do, take the 15th caller.
15th caller?
15th caller. What we're going to do is kind of a modified version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire without the licensing thing. We're not allowed to play it. But that's another story. What we've got 3 questions here, okay? Willie, are you listening?
I'm listening.
Okay, good. Marty, paying attention?
Mm-hmm.
We've got 3 ECW questions. If you get your first question right, then you win an ECW video. If you get your second question right, you get the video and the T-shirt. Now, you can stop at any time if you don't know the answer to the question. If you get it wrong, you lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you know the second question, but you don't know the third question. You can stop and take your video and T-shirt. Okay? You got that? You following me, Willie?
I understand.
Thank you. Now, if you get the third question right, all 3, you get the video game for the format of your choice, PlayStation, Nintendo, or Dreamcast, the T-shirt, and the video. How big is this?
This is just a giving show.
Thank you very much.
That's good.
Marty snapped, so do we have a 15th caller yet? Jobber's still going through there. Hardcore Revolution coming out next Thursday. Hardcore Thursday by Acclaim. This game, the first ECW video game featuring barbed wire matches. Also, all kinds of format. And if you still want to see Stance, if you're upset about Sabu leaving ECW, I mean, just reminisce, I guess. I have no idea.
Well, since I didn't have any now that I can get back and talk a little bit, since you've given me an opportunity. And one thing I want to mention, and yes, we do have a caller. Let's go to the caller first.
Go ahead, that's fine.
Hey, Rob, you're on the Wrestling Guys.
Who is
This is Rob.
Rob, how you doing? You know your ECW trivia. Okay, what we're going to do is ask you 3 lines here.
Okay.
Okay. Get your first question right, you win the video. The second question right, the video, and the third question right, you get everything, including the video game.
Okay.
Now, if you decide you know the answer to the question, you do have the opportunity to stop and just cash in and take your prizes. It's already won.
Okay.
Dependent upon you getting the first question right.
Exactly.
Well, let's hope I get the right one.
Okay, I'll ask the question and give you 4 answers.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 1, and this is the gimme. Millionaire, the first question's always...
Everybody comes in, they got ribs here.
Go ahead.
Taste them.
Go ahead.
Thank you. See, do you do this every time? We try to talk to our listeners. They call in, they have important questions, and you break away on a tangent.
We only do this when Mike's on or whatever. Crazy whatever.
Anyway, it looks like November, but they have been talking about the month of May coming in, either doing a house show or a TV taping. We just have not heard any confirmation.
Okay.
All right?
Thanks.
Take care of yourself,
buddy.
man.
Bye-bye.
457-WING, the phone number. Who do we got next?
You know who we got.
I don't know who we got.
Captain Flush.
Mr. Flush is there.
You know who it is.
Bink, how are you?
Hello?
Bink?
Yeah, hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty well.
The Binkster is back again on the Wrestling Guys.
Thank you, Marty.
Now, is there some kind of conflict between you and Jobber? I mean, last few weeks, every time you get on, you get flushed by Jobber.
No, everything's cool. Jobber's my good buddy, you know. He tends to make mistakes, but we all do.
Okay.
All right. We were worried about a little heat between you and the Jobber.
I gladly admit to make some mistakes myself, okay?
Oh, okay. Very good. Yes.
Gracious.
Oh, and by the way, Chris Hero, the wife beater, while you're going to Germany, here's a little thing for you. When you punch people in the corner and they count to 10, here's what it's going to sound like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well, what was that middle one again?
Funked.
I don't know which one it was. Anyway, go ahead, Bink.
Basically wants to play Who Wants ECW Hardcore Revolution.
No, we said we were going to do it later.
I've given you all these reports.
No, I'm sorry, Bink. We said we were going to do it later. You need to pay attention.
I've been busy. I've been...
Oh my God, not again.
Another week, Bink goes down the toilet. You know?
You know what? I can't believe it. Jobber, what happened this time?
I swear, again, I hit the counter, hit the button, hit the knob, the thing flushed. There was nothing I could do.
Jobber, this is like the last 5 times the Bink has been on the show, he's gotten flushed.
I feel so bad every time.
Is there a conspiracy here?
I think there's some kind of heat between you and
You
Jobber.
and the Bink have the same girlfriend or try? What's going on, Josh?
No, man, I have nothing against the Bink. He just calls at the wrong time. If it was, you know.
Well, Jobber, apologize to the Bink.
Sorry, Bink. I hope you didn't drown.
Oh, that was bad. I'll tell you what, Jobber, get us out of here, man. Let's take a break.
And a little bit later, before the night's over, we will play once again to try and win the ECW video game.
Yes, and I'll tell you what, Nelson is looking at us like, I'm getting ready to take them ribs and leave, and there's no way because we're going to smack down a few more. There's no Texas toast left.
When we come back, Willie F., formerly of Unified Championship Wrestling, joining us live in the studio. So.
Yeah, no holds barred with Willie F., but right now you're listening to the Wrestling Guys on
Dayton's First, 1410 WING.
Hi, this is your friendly radio announcer with the top 10 reasons to use Dayton Careers Online.
Number 10.
It's the fastest and most complete source of recruiting in town.
Number 9.
No more staffing service nightmares.
Number 8.
Helps you hire any worker you need from nursing care to factory workers.
Number 7.
You can specify your exact needs.
Number 6.
More direct than print advertising.
Number 5.
It's cheaper than TV.
Number 4.
Over 50 companies can't be wrong.
Number 3.
Unlike print media, your ad's not stuck with dozens of competitors.
Number 2.
Can screen the resumes without scheduling in-person interviews. And the number 1 reason to use Dayton Careers Online. Saves you time, money, schedule online interviews, and more. To become a corporate member of Dayton Careers Online or obtain additional information, visit the site at www.daytoncareers.com. Putting the internet to work for job seekers and employers of Dayton.
Dayton Wireless has been helping the Miami Valley area go mobile since 1998, offering the best in wireless communications. With all types of cellular, PCS, and paging service, Dayton Wireless is here to suit your needs. They can activate your wireless phone or pager and install all types of equipment into your vehicle. They're located at 26 Woodman Drive in the Airway Shopping Center at the corner of Airway and Woodman. Say that you heard about Dayton Wireless from Wing AM and receive a free 35mm camera with the purchase of a Nokia, Touchpoint, or StarTech phone while supplies last. Call them for information on their daily specials at 256-9000. Dayton Wireless, cutting the cords of a wire.